is with me. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us from the Conservatives. We heard Tim Farron in his closing arguments there basically say that as far as Theresa May was concerned, she didn't care about the voters because she didn't bother turning up tonight. How do you answer that, Charlie?
Oh, it's completely ridiculous. Like quite a lot of what Tim said during the course of the evening, what you saw tonight well illustrated the differences between the parties. You had Amber Rudd, calm, in control, realistic, discussing difficult issues in an adult way. And you saw what a Jeremy Corbyn government would be like, because although all the other parties, by and large, agreed on higher taxes, higher spending, more borrowing, higher immigration, they still disliked each other and squabbled. So that was the coalition of chaos made flesh. That is what a Jeremy Corbyn-led government would look like. And you could see that there's now a clear choice for the British people, which it faces them next week.
Right, OK. We're in the spin room here, and Emily Thornberry has just turned up for an impromptu chat as well. Yes, Jeremy Corbyn turned up here. The belief, perhaps, from those within the Labour Party is that that was a plus that put Theresa May completely on the back foot.
I just don't understand why she wasn't here. What's she afraid of? You know, and I have to say, I think to myself, if she can't get out and debate, how the hell can she be saying to the British public that she can negotiate? Why is she such a coward? Why didn't she come? Why didn't she come? Why would no? It's not ridiculous. But she would have a bit more respect for the British people.
She has a lot of respect.
And they need to
she's meeting far more of them than Jeremy
Corbyn is.
What
was she doing tonight?
She's doing what she's done today. She's been in the West Country. She's done twice as many meetings. She's done taking more questions from the public, more questions from journalists, and Jeremy Corbyn never does. He makes a speech to a momentum rally and then goes off. So Theresa May is engaging with real people. But we did see the choice this evening. You saw a Conservative government that calmly gets about taking difficult decisions sometimes, but making sure that we're in a good place for the Brexit negotiations.
Emily Thornberry.
I think that what we saw tonight was a Conservative Prime Minister hiding from the British people and not being prepared to come out and answer questions in the way that Jeremy Corbyn did. And Jeremy tonight was passionate and principled and Prime Ministerial. You have a choice. You can either have a Prime Minister like that, or you can have a Prime Minister who's hiding behind the curtains at number 10 and just switching on bake-off.
Did he answer Amber Rudd's suggestion that there is some sort of magic money tree out there? That is going to pay for all your policies that you've got in your manifesto.
We have a fully costed manifesto. We have
how much are you going to pay for the energy industry?
Do tell me.
How much
how many numbers are there in your manifesto apart from page numbers? I mean, you haven't. You're so arrogant. You're not even going to pretend that you're going to cost you just said trust us. We're the Conservatives. We're the current government. Trust us and trust Theresa. No, they do not take the public for granted. You get out there and you argue and you fight your corner, because it is really worth having a decent government and one that's prepared to answer questions.
But your magic money tree, if you read your costings document, it doesn't include any money at all to buy the energy industry, to buy the railways, to buy the national grid, to buy the water industry. All of that you say, oh, that'll come from borrowing, but it doesn't count as borrowing because we'll be able to pay the borrowing back. That is the most economically illiterate thing any major party has put forward, probably since Labour's 1983
All I can
manifesto.
say to you is IFS. The IFS said that we had a fully costed manifesto, and they have said that we are going to put a pound for every pound we put in, we increase the economy. And what are you suggesting? You are just suggesting more austerity. We've had it for 7 years, and that's all you promise is more pain to the British people. Another 10 years, another 15 years, more austerity. No ideas.
We can show that we've got the lowest unemployment since the 1970s because of the responsible economic decisions that we've taken. We've shown we've been able to introduce the national living wage. We've been able to take 4 million people out of tax altogether at the bottom end. We are helping people at the bottom end. You would have higher taxes, higher borrowing. Every Labour government has left office with unemployment higher than when it took office. A Jeremy Corbyn government would multiply that.
Why is it that living standards now are lower than they were before the recession started? started. People cannot pay their bills, and you have no plans for how the country is going to get a pay rise.
The best route out of poverty is work. We have got more people
Not
in work
when people are on
than any government. There are 3% of the people that work in this country on 0 hours contracts. Of that 3%, the average hours they work is 25 hours, and the number of people on 0 hours contracts who are happy with the hours they're working is 70%. Those are the facts. I know Labour has difficulty with figures.
We have nurses going to food banks. I can tell you about food banks and people not being able to put food on the table, and that is under your watch. And you have no answer to this.
Like all previous Labour governments, you would destroy the British economy. You would spend too much.
We have a plan.
Tax too much.
I'm going to have to come in there. I'll let you talk enough between you. Emily Thornberry, Damien Green, thanks very much indeed.